Marvelous hello, friends and loved ones, how are you today? So, with 2017, the 25th anniversary of the Shin Megami Tensei series coming to a close, as well as this being the year that the Wii U finished its run, I wanted to do a special video for it. Originally, I wanted to do sort of a nice send-off to the system, a see you Wii U, as it were. But the more I thought about it, the more I decided I really wanted to focus on the game that I've spent the most time with, and one that gave me an experience I certainly never expected. So yes, folks, I think today it's finally time we talk about Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. For those of you that have no idea what this game is, we need to go back nearly 5 years ago to January 2013, when the teaser you're seeing right now was first released. Nintendo and Atlus were teaming up to bring us Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem. They were showing characters from nearly every SMT, a bunch of beloved Fire Emblem characters spanning the series. Now this was a crossover people could get excited about. What would it be? Some sort of strategy RPG with Megaten-style demon raising, with the added risk of Fire Emblem's permadeath? The possibilities were endless here. And then, on April 1st, 2015, over 2 years after it was announced, we were getting our first look at the game. Our first look at a bunch of Japanese pop stars in crazy costumes? Okay, Nintendo, you got us. Nice April Fool's Day prank. So, what's the real crossover? Oh. It turns out that the final idea of what the game was actually going to be wasn't fully established when that initial teaser was launched. They just knew they wanted to make a game that took elements from both Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. And while I firmly believe there are tons of ways they could have handled that teaser better, I'm not here to focus on that. The point is, rather than being a direct crossover like Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright or Marvel vs. Capcom, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, or as we knew it then, Gene Ibonroku Sharp FE, would become more of a concept crossover, more akin to something like Kingdom Hearts, focusing more on original characters and ideas than the series it's taking from. While many people were, and still are, kind of upset that this is how the game turned out, today I really wanted to look at it carefully and base it on its own merits, rather than focusing on its peculiar and somewhat controversial history. The story of Tokyo Mirage Sessions is that creative individuals possess a power known as Performa, that resonates as a sort of entertainment aura, and that twisted monstrous beings known as Mirages attempt to feed off of that energy. People with exceptionally high levels of Performa are selected to become host bodies for powerful Mirages, so that they can use their position and power in the Japanese entertainment industry to harvest more Persona. No, wait, I was right the first time. Individuals who are able to form a personal partnership with their Mirages and maintain control are known as Mirage Masters, and that's where our party comes into play. In Tokyo Mirage Sessions, important Mirages are characters from the Fire Emblem series, and all your favorites are here. I mean, assuming you only like a small pool of characters from Shadow Dragon and Awakening. Forget about all those other characters you saw in the teaser. The game stars Itsuki Aoi, who is essentially a Megami Tensei protagonist in the sense that he's just an everyman. Unlike most Megaten protagonists, though, Itsuki talks a lot, and his personality is
not good, that's for sure.
Almost everything Itsuki says in this game is either telling people he likes how great they are, or telling people he's not as wonderful and amazing as literally everybody says he is. After an incident at a local idol audition event where several of the contestants disappear, Itsuki winds up in the Idolosphere, a Mirage-filled realm that exists between worlds. Itsuki is hunted down by a Mirage and about to become a host body, but his strong Performa allows him to snap the Mirage out of it, and we get to meet Lord Chrom. After finding out he wasn't going to be playable in Smash Bros., Chrom went through a bit of a phase. But thanks to his help, Itsuki is able to rescue his friend Tsubasa, a wannabe idol with huge aspirations. And thanks to her Performa, she's also able to become a Mirage Master with Shida, the Pegasus Knight. The event was caused by a Japanese comic named Taru who'd been taken over by the Mirage Garrick. I wanted to get some good footage of this fight, but I kinda forgot that I was playing on New Game Plus, so, yeah, my bad. Once the prologue is over, Itsuki and Tsubasa are recruited by their friend Toma, a Mirage Master partnered up with the Cavalier Kane, to the Fortuna Entertainment Office, a small office comprised of idols, actors, TV personalities, and other Mirage Masters run by the president, Maiko, an absolute goddess who was supposed to be a playable character and represent the dancer class, but according to the developers, she was cut out, and I'll never forgive them for that. I'm guessing it was because this is a JRPG where if you're older than 22, you're not allowed to help save the world. The last member of Fortuna Entertainment is Tiki, a Mirage with no physical body who lives in the Bloom Palace, and fulfills the role of characters like Igor or Mido from Megami Tensei. With her help, players will be able to unlock new latent abilities, as well as create new weapons, which they'll need to learn new skills in battles, all of which are lifted straight from Megaten. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is broken up into multiple chapters of standalone stories that all tie together. Though with this entire game being based on the entertainment industry, why they elected to call them chapters rather than episodes, I'll never understand. Each chapter in the game follows a similar formula. A new pop culture event starts taking place, Mirages attack, and the members of Fortuna have to go into the Idolosphere to stop whoever the big baddie is. This is usually accomplished by one or more of your party members unlocking a new Performa ability that helps them free the host human from the villainous Mirage. In Chapter 1, Itsuki, Tsubasa, and Toma head to a concert of the pop idol Kiria, Tsubasa's hero and fellow Mirage Master with her partner Tharja, the Dark Mage. This is one of many music videos you have to sit through, but personally I don't mind. I usually take these as an opportunity to go get a sandwich or something. But the concert is attacked by Aversa, a powerful Mirage that's taken over Aya, Tsubasa's older sister who mysteriously disappeared while performing in an opera 5 years ago. While in the Idolosphere to stop her, Itsuki saves famed producer Yatsufusa Hatanaka, who is understandably confused as to what's going on. Dungeon exploration in this game is pretty fantastic. As you run through the Idolosphere, Mirages in red cloaks will suddenly appear, and similar to other Megaten games like Shin Megami Tensei 4 or Persona 3, you have the option of hitting them with your weapon outside of battle. Unlike those titles though, rather than initiating combat, hitting them in the dungeon map merely stuns them, giving full control to the player on whether they want to fight the enemy or run right past them. This is an awesome option for those who just want to get through the dungeon while avoiding combat. Like those who are on New Game Plus and are already level 60 in the first dungeon of the game. But after climbing through a bunch of oversized maid costumes, we're finally able to save Aya from Aversa through the power of song. And Aya ends up getting a job at Fortuna as Maiko's assistant. Between each chapter, the game has an intermission. This is essentially a free period where you can run around, tackle side quests, do some shopping, or whatever you feel like before heading to the Uzume Lesson Studio to get dancing lessons from Barry Goodman, a fat, loud, bearded, obnoxious, angry, Japan-obsessed weirdo who prefers fictional women to real ones. Oh, and did I mention that Barry is American? What? What? Chapter 2 is sort of an interesting one. Since Tsubasa has officially made her debut as an idol, magazines wanted to start doing some photo shoots with famed photographer Nobu Horinozawa, but she ends up pissing him off by not putting her all into it. This is sort of a weird chapter because it was the most heavily changed during the localization process. And by changed, I mean censored. In the Japanese version, the focus is more on Tsubasa not being comfortable modeling in a bikini, and Maiko discussing her past of being a gravure model, a specific type of Japanese modeling known more for... what was I talking about again? Oh, right. But in the English one, Maiko just refers to herself as a regular model, and it's more about Tsubasa just being awkward in front of a camera. Thanks to Nobu's Mirage, Gangrel, he uses his supernatural camera to kidnap Maiko to be his muse. When the members of Fortuna Entertainment attempt to rescue her, they discover that his camera can mess with the Mirages, making it impossible to actually fight him. So Tsubasa will have to dig deep down, find her inspiration, and figure out how to share her true self to the photographer. Which she does by finding Maiko's old modeling book and ogling her boobs for a while. I can't see what they see, but I imagine it's pretty awesome. In the Japanese version, Tsubasa shows Nobu that she can tackle the difficulties of the idol world by sporting a bikini and doing the best swimsuit photo shoot she possibly can. In the American version, she becomes a background dancer in a mid-90s pop song music video. And it's amazingly ridiculous. I mean, seriously, this was their compromise on bikini? This. You see this, right? Either way, Nobu sees that Tsubasa is serious about her craft and breaks free of Gangrel's control, so we're able to defeat him, freeing both Nobu and Maiko. With the growing threat of Mirage attacks, Maiko calls in another Mirage Master, Eleonora Yumizuru, or simply Ellie for short. A half-Japanese actress who I think dreams of working in Hollywood one day? I'm not positive though, since she never really mentions it that much. She and her partner Virion are the Archer class. We also get to meet the youngest member of Fortuna Entertainment, Mamiro Minamoto, an 11-year-old girl who hosts a cooking show exclusively about using a microwave. She's not a Mirage Master though. Before the major events of Chapter 3 take place, Yashiro Tsurugi bursts into Fortuna offices demanding to see Tiki. Now, we've actually met Yashiro a few times prior to this point, but I neglected to talk about him, because the less I have to talk about Yashiro, the happier I am. See, Yashiro is what happens if you take almost every Japanese anime cliche I hate and roll it all into a single character. He's a cool guy, pretty boy, lone wolf, a few words, with a dark past and a superiority complex. But stuff that's normal to us common folks are confusing and alien to him. And of course, for the final touch, he's got heterochromia to really showcase the fact that he's special. I seriously hate him. Yashiro hounds Tiki for information on the opera from 5 years ago, where he and Tsubasa were the only ones who didn't disappear. But unfortunately, Tiki can't remember because she has amnesia. Oh yeah, and so do all of the other Mirages. This game is just a bunch of characters who
suffer an attack of explosive amnesia.
Meanwhile, while helping to prepare for an upcoming show featuring Mamori, Barry was attacked and brainwashed by a Mirage that turned him into a death metal star. So the team, now consisting of Ellie, all head into the Idolosphere once again. This dungeon was always a memorable one for me. It has some of my favorite music in the entire game, and rather than being a series of puzzles to solve, Itsuki actually just has to run errands for an eccentric Mirage director. Moments like this are what helps Tokyo Mirage Session stand out as a more unique property that separates it from a lot of other RPGs for me. Yeah, the game is obviously ridiculous. I'm well aware of some of the things I've said in this video without a single trace of irony, but it's not asking you to take it seriously. It's just inviting you along for the ride. By the end of the dungeon, we discover that Barry used to be an accomplished Mirage Master, and that the Mirage currently controlling him is his former partner, Draug, who is himself being manipulated. But thanks to the power of Mamori's song, they're able to free Barry and defeat Draug, who upon snapping out of it becomes Mamori's Mirage partner, granting her the Knight class. And her Carnage form is a giant suit of bunny armor, and it's kind of adorable. Also, Mamori finally fulfills her dream of singing an enka ballad on TV. Earlier I mentioned that the intermissions were a good time to tackle some of the game's various side quests, but they're often the best time to try and tackle character quests, a series of special side quests exclusive to your party members or other members of Fortuna Entertainment. Functionally, these are similar to the social links from Persona or the support system from Fire Emblem. Each character has 3 events, and they range anywhere from fighting a few enemies, to fetch quests, to talking, to grand boss battles. One thing that I wish Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE had incorporated was some sort of relationship mechanic, like Persona and Fire Emblem both had. See, the thing with TMS is that every girl you can do these quests for has a crush on Itsuki. Literally all of them. So seeing Itsuki's dense personality simply ignoring the feelings of all 6 of these characters is kind of frustrating. I think this game could have benefited from having players being able to pursue romantic options, to unlock further bonuses or unique dialogues, which could have also granted more replayability. I mean, be honest, how many of you played Fire Emblem Awakening more than once just to see how Robin hooking up with different characters would go?
Well, I'm glad you asked. There's hooking up with Lucina. She's pretty awesome. Oh, and who could ever forget about hooking up with Libra? Man, she is a total babe. And of course, there's hooking up with... Frederick.
Chet? What are you doing here?
Come on, be realistic, Strain. Did you honestly think you could talk about Fire Emblem Awakening and I wouldn't show up? No.
Anyway, Chapter 4 starts out with Maiko telling Tsubasa that she's been handpicked to be the star of a brand new TV show called Sneeze Detective, which is basically if Launch from Dragon Ball opened up a detective agency. Due to Tsubasa being just the worst at this naturally, the Mirage controlling the show's director, Kuen Tarachino, takes over and we have to go into the Idolosphere to stop it. This is probably my least favorite dungeon in the game. It's a TV station where you basically have to just keep chasing after Tarachino and have other party members offer Tsubasa advice on how she can get better at her role. Toma helps her out with more action-based... action, and Ellie offers tips on getting more into character for dramatic monologues. Once Tsubasa manages to impress Tarachino with her performance, he's ready to stop being crazy. But his Mirage won't have that.
That voice. No. That shrill, annoying voice. It can't be!
Excellus. I have to give full credit to the Mirage designer of this game, because even just as a digital face on a monitor, Excellus makes me want to punch him right in his dumb grin. But wait, there's more! Fighting alongside Excellus is... Yashiro. Told you I hated that guy. After defeating them both, Tarachino returns to normal, is impressed by Tsubasa's growth as an actor, and they shoot the show as planned. Oh, also, Yashiro joins the group because their battle taught him that their method of friendship-based strength might have some merit and blah 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 blah, who cares? His partner is Rejected Arms DLC character Navarre, and he's the Mirmirden class. Chapter 5 is what I'm going to affectionately refer to as the Screw You chapter. After defeating Excellus, Itsuki found a fragment of a mysterious stone, that when presented to Tiki... Let's watch TV! The mysterious, newly appointed president of Daiba TV, Mahiro Tsurumi, makes an announcement that he's going to host a large-scale pop culture event called the Enter Kingdom, all across the city that will feature performances from idols, actors, and more! It's fine, I doubt the Mirages would attack that, right? After exploring the festival for a bit, Tiki wakes up and has recovered some of her memories. She remembers that she was the one who saved Tsubasa and Yashiro from being sucked into the Idolosphere at the opera 5 years ago, and that a Mirage named Garnef was the one who caused the incident, by taking control of Yashiro's dad while attempting to resurrect a being known as the Shadow Dragon. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, right, because Garnef attempted the same thing a long time ago in the Mirage homeland, which, according to this game, was the real Fire Emblem homeworld, and their Mirage forms were a result of them trying to take down the Shadow Dragon using their full power. So now, armed with this knowledge, we need one more piece of the stone, so go revisit nearly every dungeon you've already been to, do more annoying versions of puzzles you've already solved, and fight a fake Yashiro who exists for some reason.
The Screw You chapter, ladies and gentlemen.
But now, with the full power of the Dragonstone, our gang can break the barrier surrounding the Cosmic Egg, a dungeon created from all the Performa harvested during the Enter Kingdom, and come face to face with the true mastermind behind all of this. And I know exactly who it is. Come on, it's also obvious. Every Mirage attack has been connected in some way to the Daiba TV company, who just so happens to have a new president that nobody really knows anything about. The true mastermind behind all of Garnef's treachery is... Mahiro Tsuru... Yatsufusa Hatanaka! Obviously. Obviously it was him, that's what I was gonna say. And why is Hatanaka attempting to resurrect the Shadow Dragon into our world? Because according to him, what would be a more entertaining event to see than an apocalypse? I mean, he's not wrong. So the final chapter, appropriately named Fire Emblem, has the Mirage Masters heading back to the Bloom Palace to plan their next move. The Shadow Dragon is being resurrected with an ancient ritual, so our heroes decide they need to fight Opera with Opera. Tiki opens up a portal to a section of the Idolosphere that recreates the Mirage's homeworld, where the heroes go through a series of trials to earn the blessings of the heroes that came before them. But before Itsuki can obtain Marth's blessing, Hatanaka and Garnef appear and steal his soul away. Hatanaka sacrifices himself to give Garnef full power to stop us in our tracks. While the team is able to defeat him, the Performa gathered in the Cosmic Egg is strong enough to where the Shadow Dragon's revival is inevitable. So our only option now is to try and defeat it. To anyone out there who would try to argue that Tokyo Mirage Session strays from its Megami Tensei roots, I ask you to look at the final dungeon. See, when it comes to final dungeons, Megaten games love their giant towers and their boss rushes. And this game has both. So after climbing the large tower filled with annoying puzzles and fighting harder versions of nearly every previous boss, and oh hey look! Chaos Hero! That's a Shin Megami Tensei reference. The gang makes it to the summit, and after giving a rousing speech about the hardships they've overcome, they come face to face with the Shadow Dragon, Medeus. But it's okay, thanks to our bonds, nothing can... He gets better thanks to the freed soul of Marth, and in a truly epic moment, the gang powers up thanks to the Opera of Light, which it just turns out is the Fire Emblem theme. All jokes aside, this moment is pretty amazing, and the final key to defeating Medeus is Tiki finally shows off her dragon form. Once the evil is defeated, everyone heads back to the real world to enjoy the end of the festival. The Mirages all say goodbye to Itsuki before heading back to their own world, which is weird to me. You'd think the Mirages would want to say goodbye to their own partners. And then the game just kinda ends.
Unless...
If you completed all of the character requests, the true ending of the game will be revealed, where it shows off what became of all the characters, and Maiko even promotes Itsuki to be the president of Fortuna Entertainment. Yay! Overall, Tokyo Mirage Session Sharp FE is good. It's a good game. The visuals are gorgeous and colorful, the battle system is incredibly well put together, with my only complaint being I wish you could skip session animations. The dungeons are alright, and there's tons of side content and replayability, trophies to unlock, and collectibles to get. I think the thing I wish the game had more of was just more of the Fire Emblem and Megami Tensei references. Like, several of the enemy mirages, shops, or weapons you can create are named or modeled after Megaten demons. I'd have liked more of that. Many of the store clerks resemble Fire Emblem characters. I'd have liked more. One of Momori's side quests has you forging a candy knife named after Gaius, one of my favorite characters. I'd have liked more stuff like that. In one of the dungeons you have to light lanterns in the north, south, east, and west. Like, a simple nod to the Chinese beasts we know in Megaten would have been nice. But overall, this game is a fantastic concept crossover that blends Fire Emblem mechanics like the weapon triangle, flying enemies being weak to archery or class upgrades for your Mirages, with Megami Tensei mechanics like its spell system, its own take on fusion, and what I personally think is the best New Game Plus system in any Megaten title. This is one of my favorite games on the Wii U, and should be a must-own for any fan of the system. I understand that this game is still divisive for both Megaten fans and Fire Emblem fans, and I can certainly understand if the game doesn't appeal to you. But I think the creators of this game wanted to try for something really new and unique for these two beloved franchises. And whether you like or hate the results, you can't deny that they succeeded with Tokyo Mirage Session's Sharp FE. We've never seen a game like this before, and unless this game gets another installment on the Switch, which I doubt it will since it didn't sell that well in Japan or the West, we probably never will again. but I'd like it if we did. And now I, don't really know how to end this video. I'm gonna go get another sandwich.